Welcome everyone to our final segment now of life insurance, and we're going to be looking at needs analysis in this last segment. So we're looking at how do we determine how much insurance is needed by a family, because that number, we can't just come up with that randomly. We have to come up with it through a certain method. So there's two different methods that are generally used when we're trying to figure out how much insurance is needed. The first one is called the capitalization of income. And what that means is that all you're going to do is take the income into account, right? So example, if somebody has $50,000 of income that they're earning, we need to divide this by the real interest rate. And it has to be the real interest rate. And the way in which you get that is that you have to take the nominal rate and subtract the inflation, which will be given in the question as well, to get the real interest rate. And then you divide the two. So we're taking $50,000, which is their income, divided by 5%, and this gives us 1 million. So this, if we go by this method, this individual needs $1 million of insurance. If we go with our second method, which is capital retention, and this method is not only looking at income, but they're looking at a lot of other things, such as what are the final expenses, what are the assets that they have, what is the continuing income, what is the continuing expenses, then you come up with that number, okay? So let's say the assets that they have, the things that are, a plus point when we look at assets, those are the plus points, is worth around $50,000. And the final expenses, so we're looking at mortgages, other sort of debt that they have, all that, when we take it all together, is $450,000. So in order to get the difference, we have to take the final expenses, subtract the assets, which gives us $400,000 that we still need to take care of, which is not accounted for, right? So this could be like what's in their savings, what's in their investments, all of that. And then what is their continuing income? So maybe they have spousal income, maybe they have rental income that's coming in, and $60,000 is still continuing income, for our example. How much continuing expenses do they have? Now they have $110,000 of expenses a year and $60,000 that's continuing income. So there's a shortfall, right? So their income is not meeting that need. And how much is a shortfall? $50,000. So what we do is we're going to take this number and do the same thing that we did here. We're going to divide it by the real interest rate. And this is going to give us 1 million. But the difference with these two approaches is that here we're going to add this 1 million to the previous shortfall that we had. So we're going to add them both together. So in the second approach, our individual needs $1.4 million of insurance rather than just the one. Right? So capital retention is a little bit different because it's looking at assets, final expenses, continuing income, and continuing expenses. So it's getting a more fuller picture of that family's outcome rather than just looking at income alone. All right, perfect. Thank you so much for joining. We'll finish off with our life insurance segment. So continue with the exam review, continue with the mock exams, and I'll see you guys in the next module. Thank you so much.